You must love podcasts if you're listening to this. Do you want to start your own one or you already have one? Then follow Smarter Podcasting to get expert advice from me, Neil Mackay, the podcast guy. Since 2019, we've worked with over 40 podcasters, produced over 700 episodes, and helped many podcasts get to the top of the Apple Podcast charts. And right now, I'm offering you a professional edit for just $27. Click the link in the show notes. I'm Neil Mackay, the podcast guy, host of Smarter Podcasting and founder of 7 Million Bikes podcast. Now, I am very excited today because today is the first time ever I got given something for free. So, I've been sent the Maono PD200X Microphone, and they didn't ask me to do this, but I'm going to do it because I'm excited. It's the first time ever I'm going to do a review of this microphone today. Now, right now, I'm talking into the Shure SM57 that I use every single episode. So now, let's see how good this microphone is. So the Maono PD200X, it's a USB/XLR podcast mic. So I've never had one of these. It means you can plug it into your audio interface. For me, it's the PodTrack P4, or you can plug it straight into your computer with the USB. The last USB mic I had was the Blue Yeti, which was not the best microphone for a podcast. I wouldn't advise getting that one. There's loads and loads of background noise, and it broke, so I had a bad experience with that. But I'm excited for this one. This one says, so it's got the stand adapter, which is great, 2-in-1 digital knob, USB-C as well, which I've noticed the connection to your laptop, it has two connections. It has the USB, the kind of old fat rectangular one, and then also the USB-C, which is the more modern one as well. So if you have a laptop that doesn't have that old rectangular USB connection, you can still use it. Still has the connection for the new one. It's got the 3.5mm head jack, which is great. It's got a mute button, microphone capsule, it's got a metal body, and the shock mount. The main features are it's got a dynamic capsule, mic gain and headphone volume control, all metal body, built-in wind foam. It has a cardioid polar pattern. Then it also has a mute button, shock mount, programmable. Do I say that right? Is that my Scottish accent? Programmable? How do you say it if you're not Scottish? Programmable RGB lights, and it's compatible with PC, smartphone, and a games console as well. So I'm excited to see what this microphone sounds like. Let's get started. I'm going to test this microphone against the Shure SM57 and two more microphones that I have that I don't use too often. And we're going to compare the quality without the studio sound on from Descript, and then I'm going to turn it on and we'll be able to see the difference. So let's find out. So the first one is the Shure PGA58. This cost me $80, and it's a pretty sturdy microphone. I like it. It's good. It's good to travel with. And biggest thing is make sure you turn it on. It does have an on-off button, and I've definitely set up all my mics before and been like, why is mic number 2 not working? What's wrong with this PGA58? You're just going to make sure you turn it on. The other microphone I bought here, this is a brand you may not have heard of. I hadn't heard of it before, but it's called the Audix F50s. And again, this is a really sturdy microphone, cardioid pickup pattern, warm natural sound, optimized for small to mid-size PA systems. And this cost me about $60, so it wasn't that much cheaper than the Shure. And again, a really sturdy microphone. And again, you got to make sure that you turn it on. So I'm going to compare these two microphones, my SM57 with the new microphone that I've been sent from Maono, the PD200X. I record from home, so I'm actually in a big, massive room with lots of shiny surfaces, big glass windows, basically everything that I tell you that you shouldn't do when you set up a home studio, but this is the best I've got at the moment. Now, the way I make sure my sound quality is great, number one, I use Descript and turn on the studio sound. But that only works if you have a good microphone and you know how to use it. So make sure you've got a good microphone set up. As I've said before, I'm using the SM57. So using that here in this big room, it's okay. I can put the sound through Descript. When I turn on the studio sound, you get awesome sounding quality audio. But I've never actually compared microphones before. I use this one. I have it from Lewis Wright. If you follow me, you'll know he's my friend and music producer, and he gave me this microphone. He doesn't use it, so I use it, and it is absolutely amazing. So we're going to compare this one, which I use for every one of my recordings, with the Audix F50s, the Shure PGA58, and the new one, the Maono PD200X. I'm going to compare them with and without studio sound to see what the difference is. Let's get set up now for the Maono PD200X. I'm really excited to use this microphone and see what it sounds like. I mean, to be honest, it sounds pretty good, but as expected, there's obviously lots of echo going on, but that's not the microphone's fault. That's the room. But at the same time, it sounds really good. My voice is really clear. It's got a nice bass to it as well. So now we're going to compare this to the other microphones with no studio sound on. I'm trying the Shure PGA58, which is in the same price range as the Maono, but it does not look as nice, doesn't come with as many features, and it is a pretty basic microphone. I don't have the studio sound on right now, and I can hear the sound is completely different, and it's way, way better on the Maono. I have to admit, I'm loving this microphone already. The sound is much, much clearer on that. This one is way more muffled, and then I'm going to turn on the studio sound, and let's hear what this one sounds like post-processing. I'm kind of scared that they're all going to sound the same because of the beauty of AI and Descript studio sound, but if they do, well then, that's amazing. But right now, this microphone does not sound very good. So now I've turned on the studio sound, and the wonder of AI, I mean, the Descript studio sound really changed my podcasting life. Before that, I used to have to send my files to Lewis. He would have to edit it in his spare time because he's my friend. He was helping me out. Sometimes I'd be waiting days for it to come back, which is not his fault. He had a job to do, and it really slowed down everything that I did. Then I signed up to Descript, and within about a month, they released studio sound. And since then, I'm able to do voiceovers at home. I can record all my podcasts at home, all my post-processing, and all my clients absolutely love it. I love it as well. So if you can't tell, I'm a massive fan of Descript. I am an affiliate. If you go in the notes, there is a link for Descript. I will get a small commission if you join up. But let's test how good it is. How does this sound compared to the no studio sound? Again, this microphone, I'm not loving it. So now I got plugged in the Audix F50X. This one was a little bit cheaper than the Shure as well. This one was about $50. And you can probably hear it's not that great either. It's not really too dissimilar to the Shure as well, but the sound is not very clear. It's pretty muffled. There's a little bit of an echo, which of course you would expect, as I've said. I also forgot to mention for the last microphone, I don't have a pop filter on this right now. It does say that there's a pop filter built in. I don't really trust that. So when I'm using this, I actually do have a pop filter that I add on as well. But I thought today, let's try it as it is, no pop filter. That shouldn't really affect the clarity at all. That should only affect the p and the b. So this is what it sounds like with no studio sound on. So I've turned the studio sound on now, and I wonder what it sounds like. I won't get to hear this until after I edit it. You can't hear the studio sound on live in your headphones. I wish you could, but I think it's going to have about the same effect as the Shure PGA58A. It's going to make it sound better. It's going to make it sound clearer. The thing with studio sound is it enhances the audio. It doesn't take crap audio and make it amazing. It takes whatever audio you have and makes it better. And to be honest, sometimes it makes it worse if the original audio is bad. It's AI, it's not a magician. So if the words drop off, if the speaker starts to speak away from the microphone like this, if maybe they don't finish the end of a word properly, or sometimes I guess the AI just gets confused, it can actually take the sound and make it worse, especially if there's two people speaking and they laugh. I've had clients send me audio recordings and it's 3 of them in a room around a microphone. And at the end of the day, studio sound can only do so much. So it should make okay audio better. It will make good audio amazing, and it will make terrible audio maybe worse. But I wonder what this sounds like. And for the last one, I'm going back to my trusty Shure SM57. Now, if you can notice, I don't have my pop filter on there. I've got no studio sound on right now. I thought I would give the other microphones a fighting chance. Now, maybe I'm already being turned by the Maono PD200X, but I already missed the quality of that one, so I'm excited to try that. But let me put the pop filter on. And yeah, I mean, it sounds a little bit better. It still sounds to me not as clear, maybe more muffled, and I don't know if I'm imagining that. It obviously is a microphone that I use for all of my podcasts. It's my main go-to microphone. This microphone is not also the most expensive microphone ever. So again, if you know me, I'm Scottish. I like to do things on a budget. And this microphone isn't even mine. It's from Lewis, who's a music producer. But it is a good microphone. You can't go wrong with Shure. And I wonder how it stands up though to the Maono. So now I'm going to turn on studio sound, see how that sounds. So now studio sound is on. It should sound crystal clear. There should be no echo or no background, hopefully. I'm kind of scared because I love this microphone and I've been using it for a long time and I preach about how good it is. And it gives me really good quality. But if I can improve my audio, if I can improve my podcasting, I will definitely be so happy. So there's a part of me that hopes the Maono isn't better than this one because this is like ye old faithful. But if the Maono is better, I'm going to have to change. All right, so let me put all that together back to back so you can hear better what the difference is between all these different microphones. The Audix F50X, it's not that great. The sound is not very clear. It's pretty muffled. I'm trying the Shure PGA58, the Shure SM57. I've got no studio sound on right now. PD200X sounds like with no processing at all on it. I've turned the studio sound on now. It's going to make it sound better. It's going to make it sound clearer. So now I've turned on the studio sound. So now studio sound is on. It should sound crystal clear. I like it. It's a really clear sound. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what microphone you think is the best. Let me know what you think the difference is between the four of them. I'm gone to the Maono now and I'm not going to lie. I like it. It's a really clear sound. I do like the fact that it also comes with a pop filter built in. And most of all, I'm such a, what's the word? Shallow? It looks really cool, which you can't see. It looks really cool. I love the RGB lights. It's just something that makes me smile. I'll put blue on since that's my favorite color. It's easy to adjust. I can turn it down. I can turn it up. I like that I can plug the headphones directly into it. I think I might have found a new podcast microphone. As always, I love to hear from you. If you have any questions or comments about this or any of our episodes, the link is in the show notes. Go and check it out. Leave me an audio message and I will feature you on a future episode and answer any questions that you have. If you're looking for more podcasting tips and tricks, make sure you subscribe to Smarter Podcasting on your favorite podcast platform and do something that I always forget to do. Turn on the notifications and every time I post a new episode, you'll get a little push notification to tell you. And again, if you have any questions or any topics that you'd like me to cover in future episodes, then just drop me a line. It's in the show notes. And then make sure you check out my website, 7millionbikes.com. I have a free download on there where I share 7 different ways that you can monetize your podcast. So go to 7millionbikes.com and check that out. Until next time, happy podcasting, and I hope you find the perfect headphones for you. Cheers.
Hi, my name is Sal Jeffries. I run the Mindset, Mood and Movement podcasts. I've been working with Neil at 7 Million Bikes for the whole of this year, literally from the start of my podcast to date. And I want to say a couple of things. So when we record the podcast, sometimes there are things that I need tweaking. There could be edits or clips. It's really simple. I give those instructions to Neil, he gets it sorted. There's sometimes a sound level differences between the guest mic and mine. Again, that's all sorted so the outcome is a really balanced sound. And also if there are issues with voice, little kind of sound interruptions, all those things that can distract a listener, Neil knows exactly what to do, cleans it up. The end result, a highly professional, beautiful sounding podcast without distraction. That's exactly what I want. I know my listeners do. So if you're interested in having that level of podcast and that kind of quality, Neil is a great guy and I highly recommend you speak to him.